for this afternoon, what we would like to discuss with you and give you the information that's going to be related to the summer internship 2021. Okay, I think most of you has looking forward to hearing about this information and make a plan whether for this summer you're gonna stay in Thailand or you would like to go abroad. You're gonna know today whether for a particular country you can go abroad or not, or is it gonna be online internship with the Institute Abroad. Okay, so we will provide the information for you today, and there are the agenda of today. So starting from 3:30 now, you're gonna see me and then talk to me, discuss with me, listen to me basically about the overall introduction of the internship and also the internship in Thailand. And the next session, Adsense Peter is going to talk about the internship at the University of Bremen. And later on, Adsense Tipachin and Adsense Titinan is going to give you the information about internship in Taiwan. And also Adsense Chayong, Adsense Morakot, and Adsense Tanwadi is going to talk about internship in Japan. Okay. And at the end, I'll be talking to some of the scholarship students about the criteria of doing the internship as well. So let's get started with their overall introduction about their internship here. Okay, so during summer, it is the time for students to go on and find out, gather more experiences, either from a company in Thailand or from their university partner institute abroad. So for the ICT program, actually, this is for most of the students, it is their choice that you're gonna go and then find out experiences and try to get insight about the company, how they work, and whether that suit with your style or not. And also, you're gonna spend like your summer to make more benefits out of the summertime, and also you can create the networking as well. So there are several advantages, benefits that you're gonna get from doing the internship. Most of the senior who went to do the internship abroad last year or the previous year have mentioned that they have got a good experience, and it kind of changed their life and the way of thinking as well. When you have to manage yourself a lot more in the situation that you have to or have higher responsibility on doing work and submitting things or learning about things, try to get things done. Okay, and internship in Thailand here. There are a lot of company. When I say a lot, it's more like almost 100 company that would like to get our student to do the interns during the summer. Some of the company, they actually have like the long-term program for the internship, like 4 months, but for our student in ICT program, we cannot do that. We have about 2 months maximum in order to do the intern. So the step or the agenda for applying and getting some of the document work on the company will be started from now actually until the April. So if you not sure whether you're going to do the interns or not, you have to start thinking about that. And I think when you're attending this meeting, that's when you think that you may attend some of the interns anyway, right? And after you decided that you like to do the interns, then find out more information. We also have the information provided for you on the website of the faculty as well. I will show you in a bit later. And we also gather information for this year from the companies that would open for the application for a student to do interns as well. After you have decided which company you would like to join, then there'll be some document work that you have to fill in the form and then get the confirmation or get the reference letter and also the other document. The company may ask you to do the interview, and after you pass that, you're going to do the interns for 2 months, which is going to be in June and July. If you start earlier, like if you start the day after the final exam. So you're going to have more time. And for the first semester, for the next academic year, it's going to start from the 9th of August. So try to manage your time well and discuss with the company what will be the proper period of intern that you're going to work with each other. Okay. And then after you have finished the internship, please submit the poster to PO Board. So I will explain about the step next as well. By submitting some of the assignments, we're going to know whether that company that you go to interns with has treated you well. You have learned a lot of things. You have got good experiences, and these information is going to be used for the next year that we're going to contact that company and provide the information for your junior as well. And also in the internship poster exhibition, which normally we're going to do exhibition. Last year we do it online, but some students have to come to present it here at the faculty. Hopefully this year we can hold it here at the faculty to let your junior learn more about the experience that you have got during the intern. When you share those experience to the junior, it will help them see the picture more clearly about what they should expect it when they go out to do the intern. So this is going to be very valuable information for your junior to decide as well. So basically, after you have got the experience and you share, these going to be benefit to yourself and to the others as well. Okay. Now, for the intern in Thailand, that'll be the process as follows. First, you have to contact the company or the organization that you would like to intern with. We provide you the information, and that will be the list of the company and also the contact point and the area of expertise that company are in the area. And after you have decided which company you would like to choose, then step 2, you may have to talk to them after you have contact number, right? Just phone them or just email them asking about the task or the goal, number of hours that you have to work, and whether you have the for spare time, whether you have to work from home or you have to go to the company, and do they provide some money for you per hours as well. That can be discussed and negotiate with the company. And then after you have decided, okay, so I'll go with this company, then confirm your interns by submitting the form. Okay, so that'll be the internship letter that student can request. You can use this letter signed by the dean to submit to the company that it's gonna prove that you are the student from ICT faculty, and then you're gonna get the document number 2 and number 3 as well here, which is going to be the student internship assessment form. You will have to submit or send these to the company to complete it for you. And also the company summer internship program assessment, which you're going to be the person who assess the company whether the things that you have learned it's matching with what you have expected or not. Okay, so the process of requesting for the internship letter will take around 3 working days. It can be faster than that in order to issue the letter. It depends on the availability of the person who in charge anyway. Okay, and after you have finished your intern program, then submit the document number 2 and number 3 to PO Board. So the email of PO Board is here in the slides. Okay, and if you have submitted all these documents already and you did not pass the interview, you get a decline from the company, then don't be sad. Just start it. Look for the new company, okay? And then you can request the letters again. We're not gonna get bored of issuing the letter for you. So just try to find the other company that you are interested in, and then inform us. We will just try to issue the document for you as fast as possible, so then you can do the intern at the company that you interested in. Okay, and this is a process of requesting. Actually, during the COVID-19 pandemic, we have issued the channel. We have create the channel for you to contact the staff more quickly. So you can download the form online, fill in the form, and then submit via email, waiting for 3 working days. And our staff or people boss gonna send you the letter via email. So then you can just email these to the staff who in charge at the company. Okay. The thing that I would like to mention here, when you negotiate with the company, during this time, we're not quite sure whether the company is going to allow you to work from home or not. So this is the issue that you might have to discuss with the company a little bit as well. Like maybe that will not be 100% work from home. You may work at a company for 2 days. They're giving you the task, the work, and do you come to work at home? Or for some company, they would allow you to go to the office every day. So it depends on the policy of the company as well. Okay, so I'm just going to briefly share another slides with you, which is going to be the list of the company that open for the application for the intern. Okay. So you have, so we have actually the list of the company here. For example, the Interactive Company or Metro System Company, Prompt Now. There are more company, and we have summarized the information for you like this. So that will be the period that they accept their intern students and the contact person and available position and the criteria or qualification of the student who can apply. Okay, so if you're interested in this company and you have the qualification that match with what they need, then you can start contacting the person. These information will be available on the website of the faculty as well. Let me just show you where to find it. Okay. Okay, so if you go to the website, and that'll be the menu for you, like support, and then internship or exchange abroad. If you go on there, that'll be like internship abroad information for you, and also that'll be information about internship in Thailand. Okay, so if you would like to find out more information, that'll be the place for you to go in and have a look. Another thing that I would like to mention here is that we're going to have the ICT Mahidol virtual job and education fair. So normally students who look for the intern places will go to talk to the company in the job fair events that we hold at the faculty. But for this year, first, we're going to have it online. But later on, if the situation gets better and we can have another job fair here on site at the faculty, we will provide that and then hold that activity for our students as well. But for now, if you would like to get more information from the company and start better, it's gonna provide you more information, and the sooner it will be, the better anyway, because the student from the other program or other universities started to look for the intern place already as well, and the company started to accept them already. So if our student did not start now, it might be too late and the position might be gone. So if you would like to find out more information about the company, then please join this job and education fair. It's going to be the virtual one, which is going to be online. We use a platform called Discord, and my team is going to send out the manual for you again to tell you how to access and how to use it. So there'll be a lot of company joining. So you're going to hop in and hop out in the room that you can chat with the company and then find out more information there as well. Okay, another version of the poster will be out soon. We're trying to summarize the list of the company now, and the later version of the poster, you're gonna see what are the company that join these events, and if it match with the company that you would like to go to do the interns, and you can go and then ask them for more information. Okay, right. So I think that will be all for interns in Thailand. Is there any question you would like to ask? You can share with me your thoughts, and if you have any question in mind, you can leave it on the chat. I will try my best to answer your question. Okay. Now let me go back a little bit to the next topic. Okay. So next, I'm going to give you a brief information about internship abroad. Okay. So for the internships abroad, there'll be a country that you can go for. Normally, that'll be the country that are our partner that you can go for doing the interns. Okay. And actually, we're going to open for the application into 2 rounds. So the first round, you can start to apply now until the 28th of February. Okay. And with this round, we have 3 institutes that will accept the intern students. Okay. And the interview examination will be held on the 21st of March. Okay. So that will be the process of you submitting the application form, and then the person who in charge will look through that and then decide and then ask you or invite you to join the interview. And then after the interview, you're going to know about the results. So this is the first round. So after the first round, we may have the other institutes that just let us know later on that they would like to accept the intern students as well. So we will open for application again on the second round. Okay. And now for this first round, that'll be University of Bremen, Germany, NCU and YCE from Taiwan, and also NAIST or Nara Institute of Science and Technology from Japan. Okay, and we are called for the application now, and please have a look at the end dates of the application periods over there, okay, and the interview session, and also the announcement dates. Okay, you can just take a picture of this QR code or just scan the QR code and go to have a look for more detail. Actually, if you go to the websites that I showed you before, you will be able to reach the same page. Okay. Before after you have got the acceptance from the institutes, you may have to discuss with your parents as well. Like for example, in Germany, you can go to interns in Germany. Okay, so that means you have to travel, and there'll be some expense that you would have to spare for yourself. Although you get a scholarship, the University of Bremen will support you as well. We're gonna hear more from Ajahn Peter. Okay, but still you have to discuss with your parents. Okay, and then after you have confirmed, okay, and then the host university will issue the invitation letter for you, and you have to apply for the visa. Okay, and you can submit for the MU partial scholarship as well. Mahidol University also provide a scholarship for students to do the interns abroad. Okay, and that'll be another day that we have for the orientation day. And you can talk to the instructor who's responsible for each of the country as well. Okay, and when you go abroad, we have to monitor you closely a little bit more because we kind of worry because you are away, right? So weekly reports should be submitted, okay? so that we know that you haven't come across any difficult situation. Okay, or you can just chat with people or chat with us that you are well. This is the experience that you get for this week, what you have done, and then what is the plan for the week after, things like that. Okay. Important information here. Please note that a student can apply for only one internship program. Okay, that means if you choose to go to Germany, then you cannot apply for the Japan or Taiwan. Okay, after you have go through the process, if you got accepted, then that's okay. But if you did not get the acceptance, then you can apply for the second round. There might be the position that has left for the university that opened for application in the first round, or there'll be the other university that opened for the second round, the other university open for the other position. Okay. And okay, so the second round that will be open, it also depends on the availability of each program, like how many positions that they will accept for interns. Okay, and the deadline of application for the first round will be in February, which is this month. Okay, and for those who do the interns abroad, there's one thing that you may have to know is about the credit transfer. So if you go to attend some of the classes, or that partner university issue you some credits, okay, you can transfer that credit into our program as well. Okay, it's gonna be the independent study, and you're gonna earn more credits. Okay, but if the place that you go to do intern did not issue you any official documents and stated that will be the credit that you earn by attending the internship or some of the programs, some of the courses there, then the transfer of the credit will not be possible. So make sure that if you would like to do some of the credit transfer, you also discuss about these with the instructor or the university that you go to do the internship with. Okay. And if you would like to transfer the credit later on when you come back to Thailand, then that'll be the document that you have to submit. So that will be general request form, copy of invitation letter, copy of certificates, and the grade report, which show the credits in there. Okay, so after you come back, you can submit that form to PO Board. And after you have finished internship, so this is going to be the same as those students who go to do the intern in Thailand. So please submit the internship assessment form that filled in by the organization or the company, and submit the summer internship program assessment that student completed. You're going to evaluate the company or the organization that you do the intern with, right? And also submit the poster file that's going to be used to share the knowledge and experience that you have got during the internship with the other students as well. Okay, what should be in the poster? So things that you can put in the poster, surely it's going to be the name of the company that you do the interns, right? And the duration that you do, and the work that you have done. So you can just explain about like abstract summary or the scope of the work, interface that you have worked on. And you can add more things like what you impressed about the company or the project, or what are the activities outside of the office that you have done with their colleagues and friends. You might just hang around, or you might just eat good food, nice, interesting food, that sort of thing. Okay. So if you live in the host family, you can just talk about that family as well. So the experience that you can share, all of that you can put in the poster. Okay. And yeah, so finally, we're going to have to set up the date for the internship poster exhibition day. And actually, this is the moment that we enjoyed a lot, because you just got the experience already. And I I have a sense that all students that have got the experience either from the company or from the university abroad, they would like to share that out. Okay, it's gonna be the nice activities we can share with each other, share with other friends, with the instructors as well. So please join us later after you finish the intern program. Okay. That would be all for the brief introduction for both internship in Thailand and also the internship abroad. Now, is there any question for me? Is there any question that you would like to ask? Okay, so there are some mention. Okay, so the internship abroad, is it as certain that it won't be canceled due to the pandemic again? So I believe that some of the places will be the online internship, and for some will be the on-site internship. For on-site internship right now, I believe that the country that you're gonna go, they have the vaccine, so it should be fine. But you can ask the instructor who responsible for that as well. Either you well, in either situation, whether you're gonna go on site or online, it also depends on the safety of our students as well. Sometimes when I say that you can go, but if the situation in that particular country get worse, it's also hard to say like whether it's going to be indefinite, whether you can go for sure. Okay, it will have to be depend on the situation. But for now, we can say that with the situation that we foreseen for the next few months, it should be okay. How much do you have to pay if you go to do the Internships Abroad? If you're gonna apply, you don't have to pay, just apply, okay? But if once you got accepted, then you have to think about like the pocket money that you're gonna have to use and the travel expense, okay? And the normally the intern places, they will not charge you on anything, but you may have to pay for the accommodation, have to pay for your daily expense and a travel expense. And if you're gonna go abroad, you're gonna get those covered up by the internship partly. By the scholarship partly from the university, Mahidol University, and also the university abroad as well. It depends on which country you're gonna go. Okay. If you still have more question, you can leave it on the chat, okay? So then I will come back to have a look and then answer you at the end. Okay, so let's move on to the next agenda, which is going to be the introduction about the University of Bremen. Adjunct Peter, are you ready?
Yes, ready.
Okay, could you please?
Okay, I'll share my screen. Let's see if this works. Okay,
Yes.
oops, there we go. Can you see my slides?
Yep.
Okay, great. So, yeah, so I'll tell you a bit about the internships at the University of Bremen. Of course, we're in an unusual circumstance this year. So I've been in some quite intensive discussions with my colleagues in Bremen just over the last few days. The situation there is quite in flux. So on the positive side, the government is vaccinating people, and they're going about it in a very organized way and getting good numbers of people vaccinated. On the negative side, the more contagious variants of COVID are starting to be found in the country. And so you have these sort of two things, pressures, positive on one side, negative on the other. And so it's a little bit hard to see exactly what things will look like by this summer. So what we want to do is be as flexible as possible with the internships this year. So what I can say is that Bremen would very much like students to go there physically. I think for the students who want to go there physically, most will go in the winter, January, February, March, when you don't have classes, so you have that flexibility, because we can be quite confident that things should be fine by then. Although there was the question, can we guarantee that internships will not be canceled? And of course, no, because we have no control over the disease. So there's never a guarantee. But we're quite confident things should be fine by the winter. Some students may be able to go in the summer. If things go well with the infections in Germany, some students could go in the summer, but it would be a small number because the university regulations are limiting the number of students who can be physically together. So it would be a small number of students who could go in the summer. For students who would go in the winter, you could also start the internship online in the summer. So you would have an online portion in the summer and then a physical portion in the winter. That is possible. And another thing that is possible is to do a purely online internship in the summer. Of course, for that to make sense, there has to be somebody here who would also be supervising the work. So Bremen has said a purely online internship where there's just somebody over there supervising a student here doesn't seem like it would work well, and I think that's true. So what I will do when I carry out the interviews is that I will ask each of you who apply what you're looking for. If you want to go in the winter, if it's possible, if you'd like to go in the summer, etc. And I'll note all of that down. So we're going to be as flexible as we can. The total number of students we can accept is around 20. This would be second, third, and even fourth year students. So obviously, if you're fourth year, going in the winter doesn't make sense, but it's possible you could go in the summer. I have checked into whether funding can be used for fourth year students, and the Bremen funding can. I've confirmed that. We also, of course, the fourth year students could also do an online internship in the summer if you want, that's no problem. And of course, master's and PhD students. Cgpa, we always look for greater than 3. It is possible if you're very close to that to still be considered because we look at a lot of factors. So for example, suppose you have a Cgpa of, let's say, 2.8, but you're a really fantastic programmer, and maybe you've even done some freelance work. Okay, that's interesting because oftentimes the internships involve a lot of coding, okay? And that kind of thing comes out in the interview. Funding, we have scholarship money. These are available on a competitive basis, so it depends on how many students are applying and how strong they are. We have different sources of funding. We have now 2 Erasmus Plus grants from the European Union. We have money coming in from Bremen. I've got money here. We have money from the Mahidol International Office. So we have a lot of sources of funding we can put together. Some scholarships are more than others, so yeah, but there is definitely funding available. And if you are accepted, that acceptance will come with a scholarship offer or no scholarship. I mean, if all the scholarships are used up, but you're still strong enough to be accepted, you might be accepted without a scholarship. That's possible. But funding situation this year is good, partly because we didn't use the money last year. The other thing is that we want to make these decisions before the beginning of April. And the reason is that some students who are selected, or a lot of them who are selected, may want to learn the language. You don't have to learn German to go there. We just thought it makes the experience nicer. So the University of Bremen is going to offer free German language instruction online. This is basically equivalent to the Goethe Institute's A1 level German course. The University of Bremen will issue a certificate at the end of the course, which certifies that you have taken the class and reached a certain level of language proficiency. For those of you who are interested, we're going to supplement the number of hours that Bremen will teach with some face-to-face instruction here. So we have one of our English instructors happens to have a degree in German language, and that will reach the number of hours that's required to offer course credit. And so we will also give that option to you to take the German language class and get course credit, Mahidon course credit, and that is free. So there's no cost. The only cost for this class is the book, which costs 20 euros, which is about, I think, 700 baht. In terms of selecting students for internships, we're especially interested in students whose internship is linked to their senior project and students who are interested in publishing. If you want to go and you already have a senior project advisor, you may talk to them about this, because that, of course, increases your chance if you can link your senior project to the internship. These are the labs. We have the Bremen Spatial Cognition Center, the Computer Graphics and VR Lab, Human-Computer Interaction, Communications Networks, or ComNets, Digital Media, Institute for AI, which is mostly robotics, and software engineering. I recommend that if you're interested in applying for an internship, take a look at these labs and see what they do, because when I interview you, I'm going to ask what you're interested in, okay? And that piece of information is important because we want to match student interests with the labs. And so that will help us a lot in getting you placed, and it will also tell the people in Bremen, who should be paying attention to your application. Because, well, I'll tell you in a second what the process looks like. This is just a list of projects from last year, or not last year, in fact, the last batch, which was the year before that. I think I'll just skip this. One nice thing is that we do have a symposium every year, so students in Bremen then present their work, and that's attended by professors and graduate students in Bremen. It's quite a nice event, and we give out an award for the best project. So the process is you submit an application, interviews will be held in February. I take lots of notes of the interviews and send all the materials. I compile it and send it to my colleagues in Bremen. The heads of the labs will select students based on your interests and skills. We select scholarship recipients based on merit and the senior project linkage. Like I said, if you're going to do a senior project that's related to the internship, that is a plus. And then we'll make the offers in let's say probably not late February. Our offers would be made in March. And again, the reason we're targeting getting these offers out in March is because the German class starts in April, so we want you to know if you're selected before you have to register for the German class, just in case you want to take that class. So that's it. Let's stop sharing my slides and see if you have any questions.
Is there anyone who would like to do the interns in Germany? Do you have any question? Is there anything that not quite clear for you and you would like to ask for more information? Adsense Peter, can you also share with students a little bit about life there? I mean, in terms of food, peoples, and where would they live? Where would they stay? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So, yeah, that's a good question. The students need to find their own housing. So, in the past, students have never had any trouble. There are various websites you can use, also Airbnb. Oftentimes the students end up sharing an apartment. That's a cheaper way to live. In terms of, Bremen's a very livable city. It's not too large, a lot smaller than Bangkok. It's only about 1 million people. The downtown is a pedestrian area. There are no cars, so you just walk around the shops. The city itself has bike lanes, so this is not painted on the road, but it's actually a separate road for bicycles. So the best way to get around is to rent yourself a bike and get around by bicycle. Although also they have public transport, which is extremely good. What else can I say? For meals, the university has a canteen. Cost of meals is pretty low because the government subsidizes the cost, so it's quite cheap. You can eat breakfast and lunch in the canteen, yeah, I guess that's maybe about it. The other thing I can tell you is that students typically in the past have done a lot of traveling when they're there. It's Europe is very nice to see. Train tickets are not too expensive, and you have your weekends, and so there's time to go and see things.
That's what I'm going to ask, whether they will have time to travel or not. That's going to be the question that they would like to. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. No, the professors are flexible with time, so it's not a punch in, punch out kind of thing. I mean, they'll have some work and the work needs to get done, but if you're getting your work done and you say, look, I want to take Friday off and do a 3-day weekend and travel, they're not going to say no. So, again, in the past, it's always worked out well. The students have been responsible about doing the work for their internships, and the professors have been very nice about giving them flexibility. Yeah.
Right. So there's one question about the interview question. Is there going to be a coding question during the interview?
A coding question. Well, I mean, not like a problem to solve, but of course, I want to have a sense for what your coding skills are and what your skills are in general. We want to get a good sense for what your skills are, because we don't want you to get there and a professor has certain expectations and they can't be met because we've matched you up in the wrong way. So it's always best that we get a very clear picture of, what are you good at? What do you like to do? What are things you're less interested in, right? And then we can get the fit.
Okay.
In person means on-site in Germany, yeah. That's what in-person internship means, would be on-site in Germany, yeah. So like I said, I mean, we're trying to be flexible this year. They're going to offer a number of options. And so I don't want to say, it's going to be exactly this way for everybody. Everybody has also different circumstances. And so we want to see what people are interested in. And of course, the professors over in Germany, and then craft what works best.
Okay, I think that's pretty much it. If you still, student have more information, then more question, then you can type the question in the chat, and then we'll come back to answer you later. Or Adsense Peter will monitor the chat as well in case that is related to the University of Bremen. Adsense Peter can answer your question as well.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Adsense Peter. So next, we're gonna move on to Adsense Tip Pajinค่ะ. She's in Taiwan right now, okay? And that will be the information that she would like to share with you. It's about internship in NCU and YCE, okay? YZE. Adsense Tip, would you please?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, and see the slides as well.
Okay. So, for the internship in Taiwan, this year we have two universities. The first one is the National Central University, and the second one is Yuanchu University. So, this year we decided to do the online internship. It will be fully online because we're not sure about the situation of the Taiwan government, whether they allow foreigners to come. And if they come, it's like it will cost you a lot because you have to pay for quarantine. So this year we decided to do online internship with these two partner universities. Okay, and next slide. Okay, and the main professor at National Central University will be Professor Timothy, and the professor at Yuanchu University will be Professor Xu Yanglin. Okay, so you can see the picture in the two right-hand side. And the duration of the program will long for 2 months during June and July. Okay, we plan to accept students about 20 or 15 students. It depends on the number of applicants. And on the slide, you can see the link, so you can see the previous activities on these links. It will show you the project that they have done and the activity that they have done in Taiwan. But this year we do online, so it's unlucky for you to cannot come here for this year. Okay. And for the next slide. Okay, so the criteria that we set for now is like we accept mainly the third year and fourth year student. And for the second year student, it's okay to apply, but we expect like maybe the student have high GPA, okay, and the accumulated GPA that we aim is more than or equal to 3. And because this year we do the online internship, so we may have some Adsense at in Thailand side to help you to follow up the work. So it's better for students who plan to do the senior project related to the internship project, and students who are like active and want to do some kind of research work. Okay. Next. Okay, so the process is like a student can submit an application within this month. I think the deadline is the end of February, and then we will have the interview in March, and the date we will set later after we get all the applicants. And when you apply for the internship, it will have 6 labs for this year, and you can choose 3 labs that you prefer to do the internship, ordered by your preferences. Okay, so you choose 3 labs, and we will see during the interview like which lab that you will be in. And okay, so the process is like you apply the application within this month. We have the interview on March, and then maybe we will announce the result in late March or early April. Okay, next. Sorry, it's have a lot of noise. It's a Chinese New Year today, so like people gathering around. Okay, so because this year we first time doing the online internship, so we the criteria is like we in each group we plan to have at least 8 times for online meetings. Okay, but you can have more meeting than 8 times. It depends on how you negotiate with the professors. Okay, and students should complete the project scope that professor expect them to do. Okay, and after you finish 2 months internship, you will get the certificate signed by the partner university. Okay, and maybe we will have the final project day that you demo your work and present your progress at the end. Okay, next. Okay, so this is the link that you can go into this URL and see the previous activity and previous project example that your senior have done. Okay, so next. I think, okay, we have 6 labs. So this is the first lab that we present. So when you apply the internship, you can select the lab number. Okay, you can select lab number 1 and lab name. You can select 3 first lab that you want to do internships, order by your preferences. And this lab is about the interactive technology and visual computing, hosted by Yonsei University. So research interest is about the image processing and computer visions, mainly focus on the machine learning and deep learning. Okay. And you can see more information about the project in this URL. Okay. So for this lab, me and Ajahn Supawong will support will follow your progress and help you in the Thailand side. Okay. But of course, you will have the online meeting with professor at least 8 times during 2 months. Okay, so this is the lab number 1. And next, this is lab number 2. So the lab name is the Human Computer Interaction Multimedia. And Professor Xu, okay, Hang Xu from Yonsei University. So his research interest is about the content-aware sport video. And he is very famous on the sport AI. Okay, so if you want to know more about the sport AI and using machine learning, you can choose this lab, and you can go for further information on this URL. Okay. For this lab, me and Ajahn Supawong will support in Thailand side. Okay. Next. Okay, and this is the 3rd lab. It's called Light Lab, belonging to Professor Jonathan David White, and he will be under Yonsei University. And his research interest is about the networking, like the IoT. Okay, so students who interested in IoT or networking, you can consider this lab, and you can look into this for URL for more information about the project that he did. And this lab, Ajahn Titinan or Ajahn Bo and Ajahn Supawong will help you for this lab. Next. Okay, and now we come to NCU, National Central University. And this lab number 4 hosted by Professor Hu. And the lab name is Network Computing Lab. It's about the mobile data and IoT and home network. Okay, so if you are interested in this area, you can choose this lab. And this lab will pair with Ajahn Titinan. So if you are interested to do a senior project with her, you can consider to do internship with this lab. Okay, next. Lab number 5 is belong to National Central University, and the lab name is Wireless Ad Hoc and Sensor Networks. But actually, this lab will focus on data analysis on the security threats and deep learning and machine learning. Okay, and you can look into this URL for more information. And for this lab, it will be Ajahn Supawong and me to support. And the last lab number 6, okay, it will be machine learning and biometric recognition, hosted by Professor Lee at National Central University. And the research interest will be biometric and the smart manufacturing. it focus on the biomedical imaging. Okay, and this lab will Adsense in Thai that support with this lab is Adsense Pathanasak. So if you want to do senior project with Adsense Path, so you can consider this lab. Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you very much, ค่ะอาจารย์ทิพย์ How is it going over there with the Chinese New Year?
Oh, it's very crowded, and then people like gathering, have the check table.
All right. Okay. So, is there any question from the student? I'm not sure. I'm looking at the chat right now and I cannot find some. So I think that will be pretty much good information for them to decide. ค่ะ Let me ask อาจารย์ Pathanasak and อาจารย์ Thitinan, would you like to add anything on this? I have seen that you are in the meeting as well.
Can you hear me?
ค่ะอาจารย์โบค่ะ
So if the student have any question, they also can ask me or Jan Pat as well too.
ค่ะ โอเค
For me, I would like to encourage all of the students, to apply for any internship, and especially if I know that now we are in a COVID situation. I do hope that if you guys, and our country can have a vaccine, they're gonna have these COVID visa. So it means that if you have a vaccine, you may be able to travel. But let us just hope for now, but overall, any place that you are going, I think it's gonna enhance your experience, and especially if you can do it overseas. Either be Bremen, NCU, Japan, wherever, you never know. In the future, you may want to go abroad to study. So I really want to encourage you to do that. And, during your internship, I just don't want you to focus just only work. Okay, work is good. I like to have, I would like you to have that strong work ethics. But at the same time, I want you to spend your time, exploring new places if you could, or in this situation, if we cannot go to overseas, but at least you have colleagues overseas, right, that you can eventually get to know them later on when the travel ban has been lifted, So I think, in the previous years, our students travel quite a lot, for me, I know a few of the students who went to NCU, they travel to Japan, to Korea, because it's very close by. And for those students who went to Japan, of course, they travel in Japan. In Bremen, well, you guys can buy Euro pass, and that is not that expensive. Especially if you are a student, you're gonna get Bremen student ID, and that's gonna help you buy cheap transportation, so you can have a chance to explore many cultures and cities, among all these foreign countries. So I really want to encourage all of you to go. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions? Let us know.
Thank you very much อาจารย์ทิพย์ อาจารย์โบ and อาจารย์แพทค่ะ So that's for Taiwan. Okay. Next, I would like to move on to the next country, which is Japan. So that'll be the internship at Nara Institute of Science and Technology ค่ะ อาจารย์อั้น you ready?
Hello, Ajanta. Can you hear me ครับ
ค่ะ โอเคค่ะ Would you please ค่ะ อาจารย์อั้น
Okay, I'll start sharing the screen now. Please let me know if you can see the screen.
Yes, we can see it ค่ะ
Okay, ครับ Okay, so for the last one, and yeah, it's my turn now. So this is the internship opportunity for doing software engineering research at NARA Institute of Technology, or you can call it NICE for short. Okay. So this opportunity opens for 3 students. Usually we have about 3 positions available. The reason that we have very limited number of availability is that this is can be considered as a full scholarship, because NICE will pay for almost everything. So you can see that the support that you get is first thing is the on-campus accommodation. So you would get already have an accommodation available for you when you arrive there. The second thing is that you also get a daily allowance of around 1,000 yen per day, and according to the number of days that you stay in Japan. So this roughly cover all the daily expenses. So that's the reason why we have limited number of availability for this internship. And you can also apply for the Mahidol Mobility Scholarship to support the travel expenses, like the flight tickets that you have to buy by yourself. So for this internship at NICE, we are planning in according to the situation right now. So due to the COVID-19 pandemic, I think we will go for the online internship first during May and July of this year. Okay, so that would mean you will work with us on the Thailand side. So for us, I mean Ajahn Thanwadi, Ajahn Morakot, and myself. And we also collaborate with the professor at NICE remotely via the video call. So we are doing it for the current batch of the intern students. So we pick a project together, and then we have a meeting with both the Japanese professors and the Thai professors, and then we discuss what to do. And then you're mainly working with us on the Thailand side during this period. And the second batch, the second phase would be in January and February, which is the winter break, the beginning of next year. Okay, we still need to assess the situation, but we hope the travel will be allowed soon. So if that is possible, then you can have the on-site internship during Jan to February, or it might be even extended to March, depending on the how it works out. Okay, so this is a mix between on-site and also online internship. So I would like to introduce the faculty members a bit. So in the NICE SE lab, or the NICE Software Engineering lab, there are mainly 4 professors. The first one is Professor Kenichi Matsumoto here. He is the head of the research group. And the 3 faculty members are Professor Takashi Ishio, Professor Hideaki Hata, and Professor Rola Kula. Okay, so mostly you work with either Professor Rola Kula or Professor Hideaki Hata, because they are young professors, and they have a lot of research projects and idea available for you. Okay, even the current internship students, they are working with Professor Hata and Professor Kula as well. You can check out the research topics that they do in the website that provided here. Okay, so this slide also available on the website, so you can check it out later. So mostly the students that work with them tackle software engineering problems. All right, I have some example of the topic after this. So then comes to the qualifications, right? We are open to second and third year students. I think this is the first time that we open for second year as well. Okay, so if you are second year, third year, then feel free to consider and apply. The GPA that you need to have should be above 3.25. Okay, that's a bit of guarantee, so that you will not be too struggle when you go and work there. Okay, I have to say that the work itself is quite challenging in the way that you need to use strong programming skill and strong analytic skills and analyze the problems. So we suggest that you are either in the software engineering or the computer science track. Okay, And mostly the students that went there and do the internship, they continue to work as a senior project. Okay, so usually they continue the work after they come back, and then they expand the scope of the project, and then it become their senior project. And they also have, I mean, we also require good English writing and speaking. I think this is pretty normal for all the internships. Okay, and the other thing that we are committed to is that after finishing the internship, we write up the work that you have done, and then we submit it as a academic research publication. Okay, so we have a good number of students that publish papers after finishing the internship. Okay, so this is an example. So an example of the projects and the achievements that our student received during the 3 years is as shown here. So in let's say 2018, so there are students that go there, 2 students. Now P Asia here and P Napat. Okay, so these are the topics that they were working on. Okay, code review, classifying of technical debt. Okay, the topic might looks a bit might looks difficult, but don't be scared. Okay, so when you are in that place, or when you work with the professors and our professors, we kind of guide you through the concepts and the knowledge and everything that you need to do the work. So all the students finished their work successfully. So in 2019, the 3 students, Pitat, Pitan, and Pito, also has 3 papers published, and they went for presenting their work at the conference. Okay, and this is the topic for this year. Okay, so we have 3 students as well, P Ploy, P Ampere, and P Mai,นะครับ. So they are working on Gitcoin, bug bounty, technical debt, and also the software dependency vulnerabilities. Okay, so good opportunity for you if you want to continue for the master degrees. When you get this kind of publication, that adds up the benefit into your CV, into your resume. Okay. And they also not only doing the work, right? So the software engineering lab at NICE, they have a pretty good environment. Okay, let's say I and Ajahn Morakot and Ajahn Tanwadi, we already visited the lab, and as you can see in the photo, right? So people are very friendly, and there are a mix of Japanese students, even a few of Thai students, and also some other foreign students as well. So you learn the culture, you know the people, and yeah, you get nice food as well. Okay, so this is the one of the event that I joined. So we went for yakiniku. The other thing is that where is this Nara Institute of Science and Technology? So Nara is a city that is located in Osaka. Okay, so I hope you guys know Osaka, right? So Osaka is a big city in a bit south of Tokyo. So you need to go to Osaka first, and then you take a train, possibly 30 minutes to 1 hour to Nara. Okay, so Nara is a pretty nice and quiet place with a lot of culture and natural visits. Yeah, I'll show you some of the photos. So this is Ajahn Matsumoto, or you can call Matsumoto Sensei. Ajahn Wasaka has also visited the lab. So he organized a party for the internship students, I think 2 years ago. Okay. So yeah, again about Nara. So the other thing that you can experience by going to Japan is that you experience the culture, the people, and the environment, right? So in Nara, there are a lot of deers. Okay, so deers is all around the city. I think you might have heard of Nara, that they have a lot of deers, right? You might have even visited Nara. So yeah, you can find a lot of these kind of friendly and cute deers around. And there's several cultural places. Okay, so there are several temples that you can visit. Okay, these are very, very old temple. This one is Todaiji Temple. Okay, so you can use your time that is not working. So usually you work during the weekday, right? Monday to Friday, and then on the weekend you can use the time to explore. Now we also encourage you to explore the city and to explore the culture and the people. So here Ajahn Vasaka again checking the fountain at the train station, and this is some of the statues in the Todaiji Temple. The other thing that that is special for this internship is that when you complete the internship, you kind of get encouraged to apply for this Mex Scholarship or the Mobancho scholarship. This is the government scholarship for your master degree, and it's kind of prestigious scholarship as well. So the full name is the Mex Scholarship for International Priority Graduate Programs, IPGP, right? So this one, when you finish the internship, you got recommended from the faculty members in the SE lab at NICE. And yeah, with this kind of recommendation, it supports a lot and you have a high chance of getting in. So in the past 2 years, we have these 3 successful scholarship awardees, now P Asia, P Thaw, and P Tat. They are all studying at NICE SE Lab right now. Okay, so that's a plus for going to NICE. And here are the deadlines. We need the deadline for the application pretty soon. So please, if you are interested, you need to consider applying fast. Okay, the deadline for the faculty application is on the 15th, and that's only 5 more days. Okay, so we need to get the deadline earlier. That's because of the NICE application deadline, as you can see here, is also very tight on the 22nd of Feb. So when you apply, you submit the application on the 15th. We will organize the interview the week after. Okay, and then you have the application submitted to the NICE and then there will be also another interview round with the NICE professor as well, and that will be organized after this is submitted. Okay, so that's pretty much everything from my side. I'm not sure whether there's any question or not. ครับอาจารย์ปา
Thank you very much ค่ะอาจารย์อัน Okay, students, do you have any question? I actually have a good time when I do the intern in Japan as well, but the good times come from the person that I know. So actually I have the junior student when I was graduated and then doing my PhD, he actually continued his study in Japan as well. We have never talked with each other before, but sort of we have ICT bond, okay? So I went there and I found that he's actually there in Tokyo. So I start chatting with him and he just happened to work in the same institutes that I do the interns as well. So he guided me around and then showed me a lot of places and food as well. So it's sort of a nice time when we do the internship with a person that we can that can guide us around as well. So we have 3 of our alumni there already now, right? Ajahn An.
Yeah.
So if So if our student would like to, yes, we can hear you. So if our current student would like to join, so then their senior can also guide them around as well.
Yes, yeah. So P Thaw, P Tat, and P Asia are there. So yeah, at least you have somebody that you can have this ICT bond, right?
That's very good. There's one question. Oh, okay. So this is about Germany.
Yeah.
Can M-Track apply to be the exchange student in Germany? I'm not sure whether John Peter is still here or not.
Yeah, I'm here. So yes, absolutely. In fact, track would fit very well to do an internship in the computer graphics and VR lab, or in the digital media lab. They have a couple of labs that are related. So yes, we take students from all tracks because we have such a variety of labs there. Software engineering, networking, multimedia, pretty much every area, AI. So yes, there's another question. Internship in German, costs and scholarships. So the cost is, it's roughly about 25,000 baht a month to live there, maybe a little bit less, maybe 22, something like that. That includes apartment and food. Of course, what your cost is depends also a lot on if you travel. Students spent a lot of money in the past traveling around Europe. And it also depends on how luxurious an apartment you want. So that can vary a lot. But I would say, you can do fine on 25,000 baht a month, and the flight is about roughly 30,000 baht round trip. The scholarships, we have two main types of scholarships. One is Erasmus Plus, and there the amount is fixed. They're actually very generous. They're 3,200 euros, which easily would cover all your costs. And then we have other scholarships that we put together that are funded by the University of Bremen, and I usually add some money that I have to those, and those are typically about 2,400 euros, which may not cover quite all your costs, but does quite well. And then the International Relations Office has some funding available. We're about to sign a strategic partnership with the University of Bremen next week on Tuesday. And under that partnership, Mahidol University will be allocating funding to support students to go to Bremen. And so there will also be scholarships coming out of the president's office. I don't know the precise amounts of those in terms of how much each one will be. Yeah, we have several types available.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think that's pretty much all the information for the information session. Now this is for round one, so keep in mind that you can apply only one institute or one position for this round. And for round two, we actually have more country and more universities. So actually Tianjin is coming next for the second round in China, and also the university from Indonesia as well. So please follow with the news. So we're just gonna keep you informed about the information for the second round of the internship abroad as well.